Welcome back to 3 Secrets to 3Xing Your Sales. I'm Michelle Terpstra, and let's jump in. Secret and number 2, the key to consistent sales success is within your ability to confidently convert customers during sales conversations. You can close up to 80% of your discovery calls in 30 minutes or less, but it requires a few things. The first thing that it requires is clear pricing, packaging, and positioning. And that is why I broke that all down in secret number 1. So if you need to, go back and listen to secret number 1. Step 2, it is so crucial to have pre-established authority before a discovery call. So for example, your content, your warm-up email sequence for the discovery call, a free training or referrals can really help you achieve this authority prior to the sales conversation. If someone comes in cold to a sales call, the sales cycle will be longer. And it's super important that we educate and build know, like, and trust prior to the actual call. This will greatly impact your ability to close quickly and with less objections. And number 3, clearly, you need a clear conversation framework that keeps the conversation in your control. Let me say that again. The sales conversation needs to stay in your control. Contrary to common belief, most buyers seek guidance and have a desire to let go of control. It's why they are seeking help in the first place. Showing up with confidence and conviction will help you convert at an extremely high percentage. I love this quote by Daniel H. Pink. To sell well is to convince someone else to part with resources, not deprive that person, but leave him or her better off in the end. Let's dive into that quote and more of the framework by expanding on step number 3, a clear conversation framework. Showing up without a plan, winging it, and hoping for the best will leave you broke, frustrated, and wanting to quit. On the contrary, showing up rigid, scripted, and robotic will also crush your sales success. Knowing this is why I created a simple 5-step framework for conversation success. It applies to discovery calls, but also carries over to DM conversations, speaking, and networking. The reason why this works is because we are leveraging human behavior alongside sales psychology, but we are allowing for fluidity, which means you become an adaptable sales leader. And when you can become adaptive, that is when you'll see the most success. This is the combination that meets buyers at any point of the sales cycle and motivates them to take swift action. Get out something to write this down. It's absolute gold and will change the way you communicate forever as I break down the 5 steps of my sales framework. Step 1, build rapport. Rapport establishes trust between you and the buyer. Without trust, there is no sales opportunity. You should only be spending a few minutes here when you're opening up your discovery call. Step 2, it's time to take control. Most of business is lost to no decision, implying most salespeople are not good at what? Leading conversations. In sales, you must guide the prospect to a clear decision. Indecision is the worst decision. Set expectations and take control within 5 minutes of your discovery calls. Step 3 of the framework, get curious. The questions asked during the discovery determines not only if the client is fit, but empowers the salesperson to connect the dots from the buyer's needs and desires back to the company's unique solution. Connecting the wrong dots results in lost sales and more buyer hesitation. In most cases, the discovery phase is the most important step in the sales process. It sets the tone for the entire relationship, both pre and post-sale. The quality of your questions directly impact your sales success. And this is the vast majority of any discovery call is spent right here. Step 4 of my framework is called aligned vision. Through curiosity, you can create a win-win selling situation. This is now the stage where you connect those buyer needs, desires, and values back to your solution in what? A clear and concise way. It's also where you are given permission to close. Misuse of this sales stage results in upset buyers when you try to close, unnecessary objections, and ghosting during follow-up. Leveraging aligned vision and when used properly also allows you to go back and address concerns, adjust, and then make an offer they can't resist. During this phase, you will be told immediately if you miss something and you are given the opportunity to go back and adjust it. So in the next step, you can close. And the last step of my 5-step framework is, you guessed it, time to close. You have the opportunity to not just close a sale, but to create a new relationship. You've made it this far, so don't choke now. The biggest mistakes I see at this last crucial step is sending a proposal without a scheduled follow-up, not being prepared to provide a deposit link or payment link to seal the deal during the discovery call, the inability to articulate the offer. Just send details over shortly. I'll get that out to you later. Oh, or forgetting to establish the next steps if you are unable to actually seal the deal during the discovery call. Although the goal is to close during the discovery call, closing the next step is the next best alternative. It's also important to use this when you're proposing something that is really custom, very high end, very high ticket. It's unlikely that those types of discovery calls are going to close on that first shot. So you must stay in control by closing the next step in the sales process that will eventually get you that deal. Once again, staying in control will determine your sales success. Now that you have the 5 steps to any sales conversation, you are prepared to go out there and make more sales. And I will tell you, after reviewing hundreds of sales calls, 99% of the time, calls that result in no missed the mark because one of these steps was skipped or not done in proper order. Study these 5 steps and you will be amazed at your success. To recap, secret number 2 is the key to consistent sales success is your ability to confidently convert customers during sales conversations. The next secret is the number 1 way to skip the line in learning vital sales skills, therefore reaching sales goals faster than the other 90% can. What I'll share with you tomorrow is the secret to becoming the top 10%. It's the difference between those that get stuck at certain sales goals or revenue targets and those that explode year over year. I can't wait to share secret number 3 with you tomorrow. Be sure to check your inbox. Happy selling, friends.